Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Live here, and I'm joined by Mr. Xeon.
I'm pretty sure Pokemon Company sent a drowsy to my house because I am sleepy.
It's like 6:30 in the morning for you, man. It's okay. But we're also joined by Mr. Felix.
I mean, it doesn't matter that it's 6:30 in the morning for Cian, because here it's 3 and I'm also sleepy after watching that direct. Not direct, presents.
Let's not show our hands too early. Yeah, so the Pokemon Presents has just finished. Not a direct. So we're just going to go through everything, give our opinions, as is standard at this point. They started off talking about the World Championships in London.
You can go, Alex.
Yeah. I mean, I could go if I like. It just sort of, I don't know. It's fine.
There was something about seeing like Pokemon Go featured in the tournament section, and not to disrespect that, because lots of people play the games and take it very seriously, but like seeing a person just like tapping the screen,
it was a bit jarring. It's just like, look at the gameplay.
Yeah,
whoa, it's fine in Pokemon Go. Not got a problem with it because it's just it's a mobile game. It's simple, but in a tournament setting, it seems a bit.
Yeah.
They then showed us the trophy, which was a Pikachu. Woo. And then we got they moved on. There's going to be a Pokemon Go Fest in Sapporo, Japan. I didn't think this was new information. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. They talked about Ultra Beasts are going to be in it, and that's going to happen all over the world. Shaman's going to become available. Yeah, they're just drip feeding Pokemon. It's standard Pokemon Go stuff, and Daily Adventure Incense, which isn't news. That's been a thing for like a week.
Well, I'm still excited for the feature. I know Alma, my fiance, still plays the game, and she will be very happy that she will be able to catch other Pokemon than just, the ones that are in the area we live in.
Yeah, for me, like, that was a really probably like standout detail about this whole presentation, actually, was just the fact that, you'll be able to catch legendaries with Adventure Incense now.
Used to get them as research rewards, but then they realized, whoa, no, we're giving too much away. So they brought it back a bit. Then they moved on to Pokemon Unite, and
my favorite game. Oh, I'm so excited for Pokemon. No,
there's a new mode where everyone plays as Pikachu, and Buzzwole is going to be a thing.
Ooh-wee.
And then they moved on to Pokemon Masters. Is it EX or X? I don't know. And I genuinely, like, they just said 3-year anniversary. All I wrote in my notes was, oh, who cares? Like, I don't want to. If there are people out there who enjoy this game, more power to you. But it has been in every single Pokemon Presents, and I just don't care.
Wasn't it already shown that Red was going to be in Pokemon Masters EX?
That's what I thought. They did this big reveal, and it was like, it hasn't he been in it for a while? I don't even know anything about the game, but I'm fairly certain that Red's been in it for a while.
I think you're right as well. When that segment popped up, I don't know if it was the snow, I don't know what, but I was like, Pokemon Legends DLC? No, come on.
Yeah, I was thinking, are we actually going to get some more Legends stuff? No.
I think what we're confusing is actually that 4 weeks ago, Ash Ketchum appeared in Pokemon Masters EX, and that's what I'm confusing.
But I thought Red was in it as well. I thought Red and Blue both appeared at the same... God, it doesn't matter.
I just downloaded the game because I thought this new segment of being able to hang out with trainers and stuff looked really interesting. So maybe next time we come to one of these presentations, I will have something to say about that game. But
fingers crossed.
Downloading it right now.
But yeah, then they moved on to Pokemon Cafe Remix, and I am so bored. There was a bad Pelipper transition. And Mewtwo's going to be in it. That's what I got from it. I mean, this has also been in every single bloody Pokemon Presents. I'm so tired of seeing the game, and it's just like, hey, minor update, and it's like, this is not substantial news. Call me a cynic if you like, but I'm just tired.
Yeah, it's like they show stuff like this and a Presents oh, it's big news, but then I don't know. I'm glad for the people who like this game, but God, I was just so bored watching this. I couldn't care less.
You should just be so thankful, though, that Pokemon Company came out and let you know that Mewtwo's hungry. If you don't leave cookies out for him overnight, he's gonna walk into your house and steal all your stuff.
I wouldn't have known this if they didn't show it. So, woohoo!
But moving on to the meat and potatoes, they finally showed some more stuff about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And they opened with this trailer, really, which had, this guy, he's the head of the school or something like that in the game. And he was there talking with big system font text. But before that, it came up with a prompt saying, the on-screen text and voiceovers are not present in the game. So even though they kind of hint at voice acting, it's kind of suggested that once again we've got no voice acting in the mainline entry of the biggest media franchise in the world. The thing is, I'm of the opinion where I don't think it needs voice acting, but this feels a bit weird. Also, the mixing was awful.
The whole Pokemon Presents mixing, like, the audio was all over the place. It was like watching a Christopher Nolan movie.
I mean, I don't mind if they aren't going to have voice acting again, but I think if they can at least make
some
segments,
blabber, just something,
Yeah.
Some Animalese from Animal Crossing.
Yeah, something like that, just instead of just silence like in Legends Arceus. That was
just
rough.
lip flapping. Just the character. I can't do it because we're on audio, but just like.
And you make a good point though too about the fact that like they have a Pokemon TV show, they have Pokemon movies. Like, why can't they just pull in some of those actors that they already have been working with for years?
It would be so sick with voice acting like from the anime or something, TV show.
It would add a lot of depth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was also revealed that the legendaries that we saw on the, in a previous Pokemon Presents or reveal, they're actually going to be like kind of partner Pokemon to you, and you ride around on them. So very much like Legends Arceus, except you just ride the legendaries, which explains why it looks like they've got wheels, because they've got wheels.
They look so small too at times, and I think it almost looked like later on maybe they get bigger, but that was kind of like
they look so big in the first trailer at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I suppose we don't really have a point of reference.
No.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's
and also,
true.
like in Legends Arceus, there was like multiple different Pokemon you used to traverse, and here's just one of them. It's fine.
I quite like the idea of simplifying it and making it just one Pokemon that has different forms. I mean, it sort of strikes me as a bit weird in some ways, but it's a fantasy setting, I'm much rather, simplicity for the sake of gameplay. So yeah, I'm down with this, even if the designs are a little funky. But I'm down with that.
I wonder how early in the game too we're actually going to invite them to come on this journey with us as well. But
presumably it's going to be pretty early because otherwise you're going to be running around on foot for ages.
True.
I would imagine maybe, sort of 1 or 2 hours into the game, which is a bit strange to have a legendary that early, but, at least they're doing something a bit different.
Yeah, maybe it'll be the sort of thing where we take this Pokemon around with us and it slowly unlocks the ability to fly and swim and all that too. But you're right, the earliness is I'm glad they're trying something different too.
We did also learn that, there's a couple of other things like, did we know the name of the region before Paldea? Or is that new? I'm pretty sure that's new.
I think that's new, yeah. They just said that it was like in Spain, something like that. But I don't think we've heard the name, and I dig it.
But we did hear that it's going to be like really quite open as a game, certainly for a Pokemon game. There are gym battles are returning. There are 8 badges, and you can get them in no order. Well, not in no order, but you set the order rather.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
So overdue.
Also, not they said there was gym battles, and that's already like fantastic. You can do it in your own order you want. But there's also 2 other things. Like there's like 3 mainline quests or something they said, and gym battles are already a big thing. Like that's normally just like the main quest. So it's interesting what the other 2 quests are going to be. I have really no idea, but I'm really intrigued.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried because they just said, hey, there's gym battles, they're back, and they went into a reasonable detail with it, and then they were just like, and also there's 2 other storylines, and then moved on. And it's like, okay, so are they going to be substantial, or are they going to be kind of like like side quest type things. Yeah, not as small as a side quest. I bloody hope anyway. But
I hope that they just didn't want to spoil it, that they wanted you to experience it.
Let's hope for that.
Let's hope for it, but maybe not. We really don't know until either they reveal more or we play the game.
Well, the one thing you two touched on as well that I was really happy to hear that is like 100% confirmed now as well is that the game really is an open world RPG, where I feel like they kind of like, you know, they alluded to that fact, like they were very careful with their wording before, but I feel like now we officially got the 110% confirmation that, you know, you'll be able to kind of go wherever in just one massive area and not it won't be segmented like something like Legends.
And that's exactly what I want from a Pokemon game. You know, I want the Pokemon adventure, but I like open world. Oh, I'm so excited. Like that confirmation really like hyped me much more up for the game.
We also got to see some new Pokemon, not many admittedly. We got to see Paldean Wooper, and they said this Pokemon lives, roams the land and coats itself in a poison. So I'm guessing ground poison. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We also got Fido, which is going to take Twitter by storm, I'm sure.
So adorable. It's a dumpling dog.
Yep. We also got Satitan, which, that's a thing as well.
That's a Pokemon.
I don't even remember Satitan because I think I was still thinking about Fido, but I could just have like breakfast hungry thoughts on my brain as well, so I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting because obviously it's a play on the word cetacean, which is whales essentially. So, but I mean, it ain't a whale, so maybe it evolves into a water type. Who knows? But either way, those were the 3 Pokemon we got. Wowzers trousers. And then they revealed, or at least, I mean, suppose this technically isn't order because they did it in the trailer, but there's a new thing called the terrestrial phenomenon, which all Pokemon can do it, and it makes them all crystally, and it sticks something on their head that's also crystally, and that reflects the type that they have. I've got to be honest, from a mechanics point of view, this seems fine. You know, it just boosts stats basically. And sometimes it changes the Pokemon's type. You know what? Okay, you know, it's fine. You know, I quite like it when they do a gimmick like this. I actually, the more that I look back on it, the more I liked Dynamaxing. But visually, I can't stand this. I think it looks so incredibly awful.
Looks so odd, so out of place.
It just looks like the sort of like toot that you get in like a tourist shop. Like a tourist trap. It's like, you know, remember your visit with a crystal bee or something.
Yeah.
It does feel like the Pokemon TCG company was like, hey, so we have some kind of thoughts about the shiny like holofoil cards that we've been releasing in packs, and we want to kind of do something fun for the new Pokemon game. What do you think of this crystallized gem like Pokemon thing in there? And they were
we need
just
to have
like,
a new game out in under a year. We don't have time to anything else. Let's do it.
Because think about how cool the cards are going to look. And you know that they have to make jewelry based on this. They're going to make a Pikachu with balloons that can dangle from your neck.
Going to sell so much merch.
Yep, just like the Sonic necklaces that are out there.
Yeah. The thing that really irks me about it as well is I know there are a lot of Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of Pokemon. But the like, I'm just going to say hat, the thing that goes on the Pokemon's head when they terrestrialize, whatever, it's generic. So, you know, sort of if it's a grass type, it's going to get some flowers and stuff. And it's
always the same thing.
Yeah, it's always the same. You know, if it's normal type, maybe it's going to be what Eevee has, or maybe that's unique. We don't know. They did say that there are some that are unique, like Pikachu can get balloons. That's a, you know, decent throwback. But I just can't get over the visuals. I just think they're genuinely really nasty.
So the thing is, when they first started showing them, I thought, oh, this is cool. And then you started seeing that they just repeat it, and it was like, okay, not as cool as I maybe would have thought.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't realize that they repeated it until I saw, I think it was like, what was it, Persian and Eevee both have like either the same or very similar crown. And I think it's cute.
It was the same, was it?
Yeah, and I think the Eevee one was massive in comparison to the Persian one because Eevee was just tiny. So that was kind of cute and silly, but I don't know, it does feel like a missed opportunity to not have like I don't know, do they all have to be crowns? Like the balloons would make sense if they were on Pikachu's back instead, and it would be way more adorable. And I don't know,
God,
you're
are they
right,
attached to his head? I didn't even notice that at the time. I think I just saw, hey, it's flying Pikachu, and I was like, wah.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I think they are attached to the head, unfortunately, or to the crown or whatever. And it just it does feel not. I don't want to say lazy necessarily, because like you said, there's a lot of Pokemon, so it'd take a lot of effort to kind of customize them for each and every one. But I don't know. Is this how it had to go down?
Yeah, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on this new mechanic. As I say, from a mechanical point of view, sure, whatever. It appears, I'm presuming it's a temporary thing within battles, but it just doesn't do anything for me. It's just like, hey, it's Dynamaxing, but without the spectacle. It actually, now that I think about it, it no doubt is essentially the same in many ways as Dynamaxing. Not identical, but very similar. But without having to accommodate the fact that the Pokemon are really big, which would be difficult in an open world.
Yeah, maybe that's just it.
There's a moment here, too, where during the raid battle against the Gardevoir that's happening in the trailer, all three, it looks like there's 3 Pokemon on screen that have, terastallized or whatever, and one of them's attacking, and there's just massive slowdown. And they have time to fix that up. We saw Legends got a lot better over its early coverage. Speaking of the graphics too, by the way, of just the whole game as the game as a whole, I'm not that impressed either. I think there's just something that seems a little off to me. Do either of you feel that, or are you pretty pleased with how everything is shaping up?
It doesn't. It's stylized, but it's not stylized enough. And everything else is like the whole game looks really soft. Like it's unsurprisingly running at a low resolution, and it's using some blurring techniques to try and hide it. But if anything, I think that just makes it look worse. I mean, Legends Arceus had, I feel, a stronger sense of style, and I don't know whether that's just because of the setting. But I think that definitely helped. But also with the menus and stuff, it was consistent. Whereas here, I don't know, it just feels like it's underperforming visually.
The textures are really muddy some places.
Yeah.
Like those close-ups of the ball, clicking. Oof, that's rough.
And the thing is that we saw the same thing in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so it's not like this is new. But at the same time, you expect visual improvements over time.
The biggest franchise in the world!
It's the biggest franchise in the world!
If they can make Breath of the Wild Odyssey look fantastic on the Switch, they should be able to make a Pokemon game look fantastic on the Switch.
Well, maybe it's just that for me at least, I won't speak for you two on this, but I think maybe I don't like the graphical change either in the style, and it's a little different, and it's kind of lacking, I don't know.
I actually like the style better than Arceus. I don't know, something with the eyes in Arceus are just a bit off, where this, I don't know, I just like it a bit more. But it's more
with the
the
people
graphical
themselves
aspect that is really worrying for me at least.
Multiplayer looks good though, doesn't it?
Multiplayer could be good. I feel like they brushed really briefly over it. Or at least at the start. It was like, multiplayer's here, you can get in. But I don't really know to what extent you can play multiplayer. And I'm just a bit worried that it'll just be, you can do what is called the new thing, the crystal stuff.
the terror raids.
Yeah, I think during this segment they might have shown off a new Toby Fox track. I could be wrong, but it sounded really good and gave me energy, and I completely spaced out during this part because of the music. What's special about the multiplayer in this game?
Well, I mean, it's the first time we've had proper multiplayer in a Pokemon game. I say proper multiplayer. Obviously, back in the day, battling and trading was more than enough. But, to actually be able to go around the world together with another person, that's pretty cool. I like the idea of that.
It is?
But
Okay.
I am a tiny bit worried, just as Felix said, that it's going to be a bit limited.
That is nice that they're bringing that over. I didn't realize that it was going to be potentially that exciting,
So, that was the Pokemon Presents. The Scarlet and Violet stuff was pretty interesting overall.
Yeah.
But a lot of fluff. A lot of fluff. I just felt like I just felt like I was waiting for the Scarlet and Violet stuff. I genuinely think Pokemon Presents would be better if and I don't jump to the comments just yet. If it didn't exist in its current form, I think it would be better if Pokemon stuff was still included in Nintendo Directs, because then it would be a surprise. Oh, we're getting some more Scarlet and Violet information. That's cool. Rather than we know in advance and it's like, okay, well, we know everything that's going to be in the Presents then. It's just, I think the Pokemon, even though it's a big franchise, it's still just one franchise. And I don't think, sort of you can get enough mileage out of an entire presentation that happens seemingly 2 or 3 times a year, maybe more, from a single franchise.
I mean, they could do it like they do a Splatoon Direct or Xenoblade, like just go really in depth with that particular game. But as you said, it would just make so much more sense in a Nintendo Direct, at least for my and your sake.
Well, I'm curious to kind of learn too, even how many people are really actually playing Pokemon Unite, Masters,
that's
Cafe
a great
Remix. So, like, maybe, obviously give us your whole general thoughts on the presentation in the comments below. But I want to know specifically, like, even if you, like, the listener, even if you don't play any of these games yourself, do you have a sibling or a cousin or a friend, or do you know somebody that plays these mobile games as well? Because I don't know if I know anyone that does beyond Pokemon Go. And that's...
I know one person who plays Unite occasionally.
Okay. Me too, actually. Me too. But on Switch, I suppose, so...
But those are only our thoughts. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you talk about your mobile game with that subscribe button. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
Adios!
I should just play Duolingo instead of Pokemon Masters!
Bonus round time. That trailer with all the text? Felix has some opinions.
It's horrible. Oh my god. Did you see the pacing of this? The text was so out of place. It was something I could have done. When something looks like you could have done it, at least, like, I'm not a graphical designer or any of like that, but I think I could have done a better job there, and that's when stuff is just wrong. I don't know if it was the drop shadow, if it was something, the font, it just didn't fit with the whole trailer. I don't know if you guys also remember, there was a trailer a while back with Pokemon Diamond, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl, and that was
Yes,
it was basically the same thing, but even worse.
It was so weird. Like, the pacing is so weird, and the clips they show just... it's like they give these trailers to someone who's very inexperienced in making trailers and say, okay, we gotta have this tomorrow, and they just roll with it. I don't get it. It's the biggest franchise in the world. What's going on?
The biggest media franchise in the world.